Hey, good morning, guys. Welcome to the Morning Mastery with Spencer Caldwell. I have an exciting guest on this morning. He's a friend I actually graduated high school with. And the cool thing is we haven't talked about this concept yet. And the concept is you're basically in a career and you have a business and you're running it and you switch gears at the age of 44 like Phil, and we're the same age, I am. And so it's a pretty cool concept. And I'm excited to introduce you to Phil to talk about exactly how he made that transition. And so, Phil, welcome to the call. I appreciate you taking a few minutes with me today. I really appreciate that.
Hey, no worries. I really appreciate the opportunity to talk to you guys.
Cool. So you worked your other company for 21 years, and is that how long you were working the other company? It was 21 years, correct?
That is correct. Yeah, almost basically right after high school in the Mission, I was there, started out, pulling wire all the way up to getting to the executive team after 21 years. That's correct.
So pulling wire, explain to me what that company is that you had.
Sure, yeah. It's a local family-owned company. It's been in business for about 35 years, started by another gentleman. They're a service company, so they did security, fire alarm, life safety, electrical, fire sprinkler, plumbing, and HVAC. So all the specialty trades they did in the commercial business for like the last 30 years is that company. And
Right.
Kind of started out pulling wire right out of high school in the Mission, not really having much skill set in the trade, going all the way up to the executive team, kind of really attached to the sales side of things. And so that's kind of where I ended up running the sales side of the company for the last 21 years.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's cool. So you've been doing that for 21 years and then probably thinking, hey, I'm going to do this for, 40 years and retire doing this. And then you just totally switched gears. Tell us a little bit about your new venture and what you're doing.
Yeah, kind of crazy, right? 4 kids, people make these type of choices in their 20s and 30s, but in the 40s, right, real nervous. So what kind of made the switch was the founders of the company that I was working with decided to go back to their core competency, which was just life safety, security, and fire alarm. And they wanted to stop doing some of the other trades, which was electrical, mechanical, and plumbing. And I kind of really got a liking to that the last 8, 9, 10 years. And so I saw an opportunity that they were going to drop these services, and they had a big customer base, as well as they had a niche in the restoration business, right? And I really saw a huge opportunity, not a lot of competition. You're not bidding against a bunch of people. And so I kind of had a decision to make. Either I continue to stay with this company and just maybe oversee sales of the other divisions that they were going to keep, or kind of follow my passion and say, hey, I got an opportunity here. They're going to be dropping these services that has an existing customer base, as well as I could grow it. And so, sat down with my wife, and it was a big step. This kind of happened about a couple months ago, and we're kind of in the midst of this new opportunity.
Basically, we were at, your company that you were with went kind of back to their core of life, safety, security, and then they had this electrical, mechanical, plumbing, and you had a passion towards that, and they were exiting towards that. So it was an easy entry for you to jump into that, correct?
Yeah, 100%. Had an existing client base. I knew the industry very well the last several years. I started to learn more the technical side as well as the sales and estimating side, right? So I went to the owners and said, hey, we had a very good relationship, and I said, hey, I see that you're going to be dropping these. I like you said earlier, Spencer, I had no clue I was going to be doing this. I thought I was going to retire with this company, been with them very long. We're open up different offices with them and everything, but I had my passion there, right? And so I went to them and said, hey, I'm thinking about leaving, and I want to be able to take over this business. It's not like they were selling it or anything like that. They were just going to kind of let it go and refer a lot of those existing customers to other providers, and they were going to concentrate on there, right? So like I said, I sat down with my wife. I said, hey, this is something I want to do, and I want to make it bigger. I want to add some additional services. So kind of funny, what I did is I went to a brother-in-law that had a complementary business, and he was doing something else in the restoration world. And then I went to another friend that had another small business in the restoration. I thought, well, if we could team up and have all these specialty services and go after the restoration business, we could have a pretty good business here. So that's kind of what I've done over the last couple months.
Yeah, no, that's great. That's really cool. I mean, that's a really cool story, and it seems like and I said, hey, it seems easy to kind of like merge into that new business. But that being said, I mean, was it scary whatsoever? Like, hey, I'm doing this, but now I'm going to go do this, or did it just feel so right that it wasn't scary at all?
Well, it had a combination of both, right? Because there's no guarantee just because there was an existing book of business, right, that they're going to follow me, right? They've been a part of the other company, right? So that was one half. And then how am I going to, you could have the best sales in the world, but if you don't have a great operations team to execute it, so, okay, great, I got this good book of business, but am I going to have the technicians to be able to do the work, right? So at one half, yeah, there was a lot of no guarantees. But then at the other time, I thought, well, hey, I know this. I've been doing this for 21 years, and I believe in myself, and I believe in the marketing and the business plan of what I wanted to go after. So I said, hey, those positives outweigh any of these smaller negatives. And, you're never going to hurt for sales. I mean, it's usually the operations thing. And I know that if I tied myself with some good core team guys, then I'd be able to be successful.
Yeah, that's awesome. So I like how you said believe in yourself, and I mean a lot of times that's hard to like, especially when you're changing gears and you've got just like this belief system and like what you're doing, and you're totally converted to that every single day, and because that's your business day in and day out, and then you're switching gears, and to carry that belief on to the new company that you're switching gears to, as far as the whole new systems and building it is. It's not always easy transition. That's kind of like the message I want to get across to people listening and they'll watch this YouTube later is a lot of times, I mean, you're stuck in a career, not stuck, but you're just doing something for 20 years and you want to make a switch. That's not easy. It's just not, and there's just so much that goes along with that. But the fact to see someone like you do it successfully just really, really helps others that are making that switch and feel confident that, hey, I can do this, right?
Yeah, well, you have to learn to look past, like you said, that comfortability, right? Oh, yeah, it's hard to walk away from a nice salary, a nice car allowance, nice benefits, right? That's a lot of things that weigh people down that don't make the jump, right? That's one of the biggest things is they can't look past that. It's nice having that paycheck every 2 weeks. It's nice having that car allowance and benefits, and that's one of the biggest things that I think prevents people from making those jumps. Not looking at if once you do make that jump, you have access to so much more opportunities, both with family. Now you kind of control your own schedule, so you could be home for your kids if you need to be, stuff like that, and financially. So, yeah, if you could just figure out a way to look past those three things, that it makes that jump so much easier. And that's really what I did. I just sat down with my wife and said, hey, I know we're comfortable with these three things, but we're going to get through it, and this is going to work out, and that's what helps us make a decision.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing how that works. If you can try to like see into the future of of what it could be for you and believe that, and then just accomplish that, it's not easy. I mean, you're like you said, your comfort level and your perks of being in your current situation is just totally outweigh your current belief and future thinking of bigger and better. So I just I think that's the coolest thing in the world. What you've accomplished in this last year of switching gears and making that happen and doing it successfully too. You guys are pretty busy, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely, right. So we probably are already up to about 20 employees in the different trades of these different services, like I said. So we're doing mechanical, electrical, plumbing, and other stuff restoration related. And what's great is our business model is we work for everybody. We work for the restoration companies. We work for the adjusters. We work for owners direct. So that was another thing is I didn't want to limit myself to just going after one market. I wanted to be able to sell to everything. But yeah, things are going great. Words got out, and sky's the limit.
That's good. So, it's not always that you could make the transition and have that much success. I mean, there are a lot of roadblocks and hurdles that you've just got to jump over that you can, and you can accomplish that. But I mean, success is kind of like you're successful, you're finding success in business, and I'm off to this new adventure, and things are going great, and then you get kicked down, and then you just kind of regather yourself and like, hey, I'm going to do this, make a new commitment, and then it does it again. So it's a roller coaster. Did you have any hurdles or roadblocks or anything that just like was a little bit painful getting out of your last position and starting this new company?
Well, a lot of it has, like I said, for most people, right, that for entrepreneurs, sales is never usually the problem, right? It's usually execution and operations, right? I mean,
right.
A lot of us always have the relationships no matter where we're going, and we are going to have that audience to be able to talk to people and hopefully give a good presentation or offer or proposal, whatever you be selling.
Right.
But the other part is execution, right? And so, yeah, on the execution side, over these last 6, 7, 8 months, yeah, it's been a struggle, right? I mean, just with the market alone, just trying to find good qualified technicians, that's been a struggle. And there's been many times where I said, hey, I got to go put my tool belt on and go run that call because I just couldn't get enough qualified technicians. And then, yeah, so mainly it's been on the operation side of things, but we've gotten through them.
Oh, that's cool. I love how you said that. It's, sales is not the problem, it's the execution. And you got to figure that out on the operation side. So, and that shows to a lot of how you've been successful, because I've talked with other companies that the execution and the systems aren't necessarily the problem, but the sales are. So it's kind of interesting to play those two things off each other. So, well, that's cool. Well, I've taken enough of your time today, Phil. I really appreciate your call and your friendship, and thanks for giving us some advice and helping others take a look at their current situation and having the confidence to jump out of that and start something new and be successful at it. Just really, really cool.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Spencer. Thank you very much for the time.
Okay. Hey, have a good week.
You too. Thanks.
We'll see you, bud. Bye.